Hi, Room 230, welcome back, and it's time for math lesson part 2. So for this lesson, you are going to need your Bridges workbook and your measuring tape. So if you don't have those things with you, oh, and a pencil or a pen, if you don't have those things with you, pause the video now and go get them, please. Welcome back. So in the last lesson, I read to you this book, How Long or How Wide. And we talked about how when we measure things, there's two different systems. We can use inches, feet, and yards, or we can use centimeters, decimeters, and meters. Centimeters are part of the metric system. The metric system is the system that gets used throughout the world. And so it's important for us to know how to use both systems of measurement. We've had lots of practice measuring things in inches and feet and yards, and so this week we're practicing measuring things in centimeters. So for today, I'm going to show you how I want you to complete page 91 in your workbook. So go ahead and open up your workbook to page 91 and let's get started. So on page 91, they're asking you to use your ruler. Now remember, they say Army Ant ruler, but we're just going to use our tape measure. Use your ruler to estimate and measure length in centimeters. Write down your estimate. How many centimeters long do you think it is? Measure the length with your ruler. Record the answer. Let's remember, what does the word estimate mean? That's right, an estimate is a really good guess based on what you know. Is your estimate going to be the exact same thing as your measurement? Might not be, and that's okay. We don't expect it to be the same. Your estimate is a good guess based on what you know, and then you can measure it and find out what it is really. So we're going to measure these things. Now, this workbook is created assuming that you're doing this assignment in your classroom. And these are all things that we would find in room 230, but you might not have these things at your house. That's okay. I don't have all of these things in my house either, so I found some things that are similar. Like, for instance, this says to measure an eraser, and they mean one of those pink erasers you use to erase your pencil. I don't have one of those at my house, but I do have my whiteboard eraser that I brought from school. So I'm going to measure this instead, from here to here. But before I even pick up my ruler, I'm going to estimate how many centimeters do I think this is. And I'm not very good at estimating in centimeters, to be honest, because I look at this and I think to myself, well, I think it's probably a little more than 2 inches. But in centimeters, I'm going to say maybe it's 6 centimeters. So I'm going to write that down before I even pick up my measuring tape. All right, now that I've estimated it, I'm going to measure it. Can you see that? It is pretty much exactly 5 centimeters. So not bad. I'm not too far off. That was a pretty good estimate on my part. Now here it says glue stick. I actually happen to have a glue stick at my house. It's a big one, not like the kind that we use at school. So I'm going to measure this one. Let's see. If I know that this is 5, I'm going to kind of think about this a little bit. I'm going to guess that this is pretty close to 10 centimeters. All right, so eraser, glue stick. Now if I wanted to, I could draw a picture of my eraser here to show that I'm not using the pink kind. So now I'm going to measure my glue stick to see. And it's just a little bit over 10. It's really close to 10. It's 10 and just a tiny bit more, not even 10 and a half. So I'm gonna just go ahead and say that it's 10. So because I used this to help me, I was able to estimate this really accurately. Okay, the next one is calculator. I don't have a calculator at my house. And so I thought, well, what's something that might be about the same size as a calculator? And I thought, well, my marker is kind of the same size as a calculator, or what I would guess a calculator to be. So I'm gonna just cross out calculator, and instead I'm gonna write the word marker. Now, this is about the same size as my glue stick. It's a little bit bigger, and I know my glue stick is 10, so I'm gonna guess this is gonna be 14 centimeters. And now I'm gonna measure it and find out. Let's see, gotta carefully line it up. It's 12. Not bad. That was a pretty good estimate. All right, next is a pencil. I don't have a pencil, but I do have a pen. So I'm just gonna cross out the word pencil and write that I'm calculating a pen. Let's see. Now the pen is definitely bigger than the marker. The marker is 12, so I'm gonna estimate that this is 16. All right, I'm gonna measure it and see. Well, it looks like it's 14 and some more. 14 and it looks like it goes right up to that half. I'm gonna lay it right on top. Maybe that's gonna help. Yep, I'm gonna say it's 14 and a half. This is how you write half. It's 1 and then a line and then a 2. 14 and a half. Now this one says 10 Unifix cubes, and I definitely do not have any Unifix cubes at my house, but I do have a pair of scissors. So I thought, well, I'll just measure those. So I'm gonna cross this out, and I'm gonna write scissors. If you want, you could even draw a picture instead. These are really big, much bigger than my pen. My pen is what, 14, and it goes quite a bit more. I'm gonna say my scissors are 20 centimeters long. Oops, wrong end. Okay. Line that up at the top, and it's kind of hard to tell. I'm gonna lay my scissors right on it. I think that's gonna help me. Okay, that's lined up nice and neat, and my scissors are 21 centimeters, almost exactly 21 centimeters long. Oops, I forgot to write my estimate. My estimate was 20, and the actual was 21. Nice. And then the last one, everybody has. Your pointer finger is this finger, like if you were making a number 1. Looking at my finger, my finger is kind of about, well, it's a little bit bigger than my eraser, and my eraser is 5. I'm gonna say my finger is 7. So to measure it, maybe start at like the first knuckle. Oh, look at that. That was a pretty good estimate on my part. It's just a tiny hair bit over 7. Not bad. All right, so that is what I want you doing for your assignment. You, of course, are gonna measure things at your house. So find your own things to measure. If you have these things, that's great, measure them. If you don't have these things, just find something else to measure and just write down what it is. The important thing is that you're estimating it first, giving a good guess, and then measuring. When you're done with this assignment, I want you to take a picture of it and text it to me. Take a picture with your phone and text it to me or email it to me so that I can see the work that you did. The other assignment I want you to do is on iExcel. So I'm going to show you my computer screen. When you're in iExcel, I want you to go to Math, Level D, and then I want you to scroll down. to this section right here, units of measurement, and do the ones that are gold starred. If you want to do the other ones, you can, but make sure you get the gold stars done. And there's two different things we're doing here. We're measuring with an inch ruler, oops, and then we're measuring with a centimeter ruler. So you're practicing measuring with both of the systems of measurement, inches and centimeters. So this is IXL Math Level D, Section S. Make sure you get this done as well. So you have two different things to do for your homework. You're going to work in your workbook and measure some objects around your house, and then you're also going to do IXL Level D, Section S. And I will also be checking in with you about this during our math small group. So it'd be awesome if you had it done before I see you next. Okay, as always, it's fun to do math with you guys, and I look forward to seeing you this week in your math group. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.